If you've ever struggled with the "so what do you do?" question, then this video is for you. What do you do is one of the most commonly asked questions in business, and yet so many of us struggle to answer it correctly. We say different things each time. We go around the houses. Sometimes we just try and avoid answering it overall. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my simple one-sentence solution. There's 3 elements to it. It's super duper simple, easy to remember, to make sure the next time that you're asked, "so what do?" you don't freeze and cringe and wait. You're proud, you stand to it, say, "Hey, That's what we're going to cover in this video. So I'm going to hop on over to my computer and talk you through it. So there it is, the dreaded question. What do you do? And I started my career in a networking scenario. So I was asked this on a daily basis, and I was asking people on a daily basis. And the quality of the answers varies wildly. So let me talk you through a really simple mistake that nearly everybody makes that you can avoid, and then we'll get into the template that you can use. So if you ask me, what do? I could say that I'm a sales consultant. But if we really pay attention to the question, we have to remember this. The question is, what do you do? The question is not, what are you? Most people tell you what they are. I'm a photographer, I'm a fashion designer, whatever, not what they do. And the difficulty there is, and it sounds flippant, doesn't it? It sounds really kind of like, oh, you're being picky here, James, but it's so important. Because if I tell you what I am, I'm expecting you to know what impact I can have for you. So I'm a fashion designer, I'm a personal stylist, I'm a photographer, whatever. Okay, I don't know what that means to me. Whereas if you tell me what you do, I help people to dress really confidently and find the partner of their dreams, whatever it happens to be. Ooh, that's connectable, and that's what I'm looking for. So the first hurdle here in what do you do is to make sure we actually answer what you do and we don't tell people what you are. The second part of this is saying the same thing every single time. So we're confident, we're well rehearsed, we know what to say, we're not leaving things to chance, because this is our first impression. Generally, when somebody says, "hey, what do you do?" that's your first impression, and it's your only chance. And if you get it wrong, "I'm a fashion designer," and they don't know what that means, they'll kind of disconnect from you. I don't know, it becomes forgettable. Versus, well, I'm a personal stylist and this is what we do. Interesting. So the contrast between what you do and what you are, very, very important. And that's what this simple template is going to cover. There's 3 sections to it. And what I want you to do is pop in the comments below when you're complete your attempt at this. And then I'll come into the comments and I'll let you know what I think and ask you questions and help you shape it properly. So it starts with this. We, or I, help client. Now, your ideal buyer type or client type, what I don't want is a laundry list of "we help bakers, butchers, candlestick makers, stay-at-home mums, vicars." Blah. We don't want a big long list because we're going to blow somebody's mind with too much information, too much choice. So what we have to do here is pick the most relevant client type or buyer type to the audience that you're talking to. The most relevant one. So for me, it would be something like B2B founders or ambitious small business owners, something like that. I wouldn't say small business owners, people with larger businesses who are growing, looking to sell, blah, 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 because I'm going to lose you. I don't have that much time. So pick the most relevant buyer type for the audience that you're talking to. The second thing is to achieve benefit. So I help fashion design. I don't want to keep some fashion designers. I help fashion designers to achieve benefit. What do you do for them? What's the point of your product or your service? What do they get? And this comes back to the notion of selling the destination, not the journey. So in my previous video, and I'll link it here up top, we spoke about selling destination, not the journey. Airline adverts often look like this. It's very rarely a plane or a plane seat in an advert because people aren't buying a plane seat. They're buying the holiday, the destination, the feeling of being there. So when it comes to the benefit you describe, you have to be sure that you're talking about the thing that your buyer is actually buying from you. So if we were a personal stylist, for example, I'm not just buying styling advice. So, okay, great. What does that mean? I'm probably buying confidence, the ability to find the partner of my dreams, or the ability to talk to strangers and become less introverted. It could be anything like that, but it's generally a human contextual real world thing. So when we get to the benefit side, or the destination as I would call it, we need to make it as real world and connectable as possible. Then the final part of this is the method. So it's how you do what you do. This is the boring part that you really care about, but your buyer probably doesn't care about so much. So this template forces you to push that to the end of the conversation. So we don't start with the boring stuff your buyer doesn't care about. But it's important to mention it because it gives you credence, and it's important that you sound like you know what you're talking about. So many people are really good at what they do, but they're not very good at communicating what they do. And unfortunately, if I'm the world's best carpenter, for example, and say, wow, how did you create that? How do you even do that? And I can't really explain it very well, or I mess it up. You make this logical assumption. It's incorrect. It's quite logical and easy to understand, though, that if I can't tell you how I did it, how could I actually do it? Doesn't make sense, does it? So sounding like you know what you're talking about is really important. And we achieve that also by having this so well oiled and well polished that when somebody says, hey, what do you do? We can just reel it off to them nice and comfortably. We're not taken by surprise, and we're certainly not thinking on our feet. And you can definitely tell when somebody's thinking on their feet. So that is the template. We or I help client to achieve benefit by method. And then I'll give you myself as the example. And like I say, put it in the comments below. Have a go at this, and I'll give you some critique in the comments. So we or I help B2B founders. So I'm trying to be as specific as possible there. B2B founders. That's the first part. To achieve benefit. So the benefit is to feel more confident and to sell more stuff. I left off sell more stuff because it'd be too many words on the slide. But we help B2B founders to feel more confident and sell more stuff. And notice how that's really connected. Right? Those are things people would want, rather than I'm a sales consultant, I train people how to sell. It's like, yeah, so like, I don't really understand what that means. So I help B2B founders to feel more confident and sell more stuff by simplifying their sales communication. So if you're not feeling very confident, if you're not converting too much, you're probably making a hash of how you communicate your offering. We need to simplify it, make it shorter, more concise. That's what I do. So I help B2B founders feel more confident, sell more stuff by simplifying their sales communication. There's only 3 elements there: client, benefit, method. I know there's a few more words on the screen now, but it's only those 3 elements. And if you contrast it to this, so if you said, hey, James, what do you do? And I said, I'm a sales consultant. You might think, well, I've met people like you before. Unfortunately, I paid a lot of money and not a lot really happened. Whereas if I say that, it's more contextual. Do you know what? I don't feel that confident when I sell, actually. And that's where the connection happens. And this is why I wax lyrical on what you are versus what you do. We must talk about what we do, which is this, not what we are, which is that. So the next time somebody says, what do you do? You can use this simple template. We help client. So it's the most relevant one at the time of the audience you're talking to. It's not a laundry list of people or businesses. To achieve benefit, and the benefit is the destination. It's often a contextual, human, real-world, touchy-feely thing. Don't just tell me that you supply widgets. Tell me what those widgets do and why they matter. And then by method, and that's the how part, the boring part. But it's important to get it in there because it makes you sound like you know what you're talking about, and that you're not just saying this off the top of your head. And there you have it. Pop in the comments below your attempt at answering this. I'll come in and provide some critique and let you know what I think. But the what do you do question is one of the foundational pieces. Being able to explain what you do, not what you are, what you do, in a single sentence and in the same way every single time will really help you to feel more confident. It will definitely help you to sell more stuff. And it gives those people around you a sense that you're professional, you're polished, you're experienced, all the great things that you need them to feel and think and see about you in order to trust you and connect with you and ultimately buy from you.